I stayed up all night long. Those were exciting days, or rather, those were very exciting nights. I was still in Brooklyn, in Wellington, and sometimes I would go and watch a Tuesday night movie. It was a $10 movie, and Liana had just left. Liana and me had not really broken up. We were best of friends. And I thought that she should go to Australia. And there was no breaking up or no sad story. I was in touch with her. And we were more friends than anything else, always. Even when we were together. So I was happy, and an ex called me up. Imagine your ex calling you up from nowhere after 20 odd years. And that was ridiculous. Actually, she contacted me on Facebook, and her exact words were that I heard Jailhouse Rock the other night, which is an Elvis song, and I thought of you. Can you imagine my shock? I last knew her in 1992. So it was exactly 19 years. I replied, of course, I was very curious what had happened. And I realized her predicament when my mother died, because she had promised a dying mother that she would not keep in touch with me, and she went to US and found love, I guess, eventually after a year or so. And I guess that's the definition of love. If you find love, then it's not really love. If it finds you, it's love. I cannot explain this right now, or maybe I will explain it at some later chapter, later juncture. But my nights were very exciting. I was looking at Euroline's bus passes. I was looking at Eurail bus, train passes. My grandfather had done a journey around the world in 1983. So I guess, probably 1982. So I guess I was inspired by that. And I guess I wanted to do many countries. I thought 32 countries would be a great start, and eventually the 50th country that I did was Georgia, and that was with my brother. So here I am, booking Hostel World. You had to put a $2 fee every time you booked, or you could pay Hostel World a $10 membership fee, and then that would mean that you could book any number of hostels and hotels. And I was booking Singapore and Malaysia, and I was excited. But before that, I had to leave the Brooklyn flat, and that would mean that we would all have to do a major cleanup. And we would leave the Brooklyn flat, and I would go and stay in Lynette's house. Lynette was a very close friend of mine. And my passport arrived at Lynette's house. And it was all very beautiful. I mean, the day the passport arrived, I almost slept through it. But you know how women are. And she was right next to me, and she says, "Hey, did you hear the door knock?" And I was like, I cannot hear these things. And eventually I hung my suits and kept my books on her attic. And she was very gracious. She still is a wonderful, wonderful human being that I really respect and cherish. And when I saw that passport, I knew that I could pretty much enter the countries that I wanted to without any hassles. And I like the color black. I have a thing for color black. I was just making a film noir movie, and I think that excites me, the black color. But Wellington is beautiful. Wellington is beautiful. It has got its bays and dolphins and the Bollywood sign that I was against, the Art Deco buildings, the Seatoon wharf. It's a stunning place, and the wind howls at you, just like it does in Taiwan right now. The wind goes crazy, and it's beautiful. That's Wellington for you. And in a way, I would miss Wellington when I was walking with my friend Luke on the beach near, so this is not Mission Bay. If this was Mission Bay, then I would have been in Auckland. But this is a beach that looks like Riviera, and you can just walk from the city center on the seaside, and it's beautiful. And I just told my friend Luke, who was my best friend, we used to cook together. And of course, we used to discuss women. He was a one-woman man, but I had some girlfriend that time in Gisborne, and she was very pretty. And we used to discuss women, or at least my girlfriends, or somebody that I liked. I had a crush on a German girl, but I always had a crush on a German girl at any given time. So I told Luke, Wellington is a small town that pretends to be a city. But when you try to leave it, it breaks your heart. Wellington is where I did my artwork on the 13th of July in 2008. I took a train from Hamilton to Wellington. And it was magical, except that because it was Friday the 13th, and I could have gotten the date wrong, but I'm too lazy to go and search in Google. It was Friday the 13th, one of the months close to July in 2008, because I joined the art school on Island Bay, and Island Bay was stunning and haunted. The art school was stunning and haunted, and it was magical. Some of the best pictures I've taken, and I think I'll use this opportunity to get those pictures out on Island Bay. So Wellington was pretty. There was a theater in Brooklyn, and I remember me and Liana, I should be saying Liana and me, saw a movie called Black Swan or something like that, which was a psychological drama, not a thriller, and it was really sad. It was really very sad. And I was angry with Liana. Before that, I was living in Island Bay. And from my house, you could see the sea, and it was stunning. Island Bay was really beautiful. It doesn't get better than that. I've been lucky with my houses, and today when I think of all those places, I want to go back home, and I probably will. But this coronavirus that China has gifted to us, no, I'm not of a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying that they could have been a bit more responsible, and that's the word I'll use. And Island Bay is beautiful, and Lyle Bay is interesting with this Art Deco cafe. And Kilburn is Kilburny. Wellington is a very compact place, and it's very beautiful. And someone told me that Melbourne and Wellington were similar, but I refuse to believe that. I think Wellington is stunning, because someone asked me when I was in New Zealand. Because I'd mostly lived in Auckland, Hamilton and Wellington. In Hamilton I did a small stint. I was working for a call center. And when I left Hamilton, I felt sorry, because it was a small town. And I felt as if I'd sucked all its goodness and left it. And that's not true, because Hamilton is doing extremely well. But Auckland was my home, because that's where I landed. That's the home I chose. But Wellington had my heart. And I guess on that note, I'll let it be. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.